Yo, what up, what up? It's your boy Snyp Life, D-Block's own. I'm rocking with my boy Mikey T, the movie star. It's lit.
Yo, Snyp Life, man, I really appreciate you joining me today. It's an honor to have a D-Block legend on the show. Further than that, though, someone from the L.O.X era on my channel today.
Yes, sir. Happy to be here, man. I told you when I first ever met you, I was a fan of your work. So, you know what I mean? I'm just as appreciative of being on here. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you, man. So, Snyp, I want to ask you, like, when did you first get started in music?
Man, shit, I remember I wrote my first rhyme when I was 9 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? I wrote my first rhyme when I was 9, and I was able to memorize the Martin Luther King "I Have a Dream" speech for an assembly in school. And that was the day that I realized that not only that I knew I was nice, but I had a keen, sharp memory. And like, just as a side pocket note, you know, I haven't literally wrote a rhyme in a bunch of years. I know that shit is cliche. You know, people say, oh, you don't write rhyme. Everybody say that. But for me, that's where it started. It started when I was 9, when I was writing rhymes and I was able to memorize a speech of that length. You know what I'm saying? I would just remember being a kid in the crib and, you know, little kid playing with toys. My mom's cleaning up the crib and I would hear a lot of Eric B. and Rakim. That was one of my favorites. I would hear a lot of Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane is like, I put him in a Mount Rushmore hip hop. You know what I mean? For me personally, that's what made me want to start writing rhymes. Just as a kid, you know. You know, that was the golden era. You know, I grew up in the golden era and the crack era. So, you know, that's what it was about. And hip hop was a heavy influence in my household. You know what I mean? So I think that's probably where it started for me. You know what I'm saying?
So, Snyp, let me ask you, when did you first see that you could actually touch the music industry? You know, I hear you started writing young when you were 9. When did you see that there was a hope for you to actually get involved with the music industry, though?
Yeah, I think the first part of my journey was more writing the rhymes, being a fan of the culture, growing up, you know what I mean, with the culture. You know what I mean? You can hear the difference in people's music. Like, you know, it's a difference when you grow on to the culture or you grew up with it. And I grew up with the culture. So the first half was really just for the love. I didn't really care about the money. I just cared about being recognized for my talent, that I knew I was nice. And I think I got that actually a little older, obviously, than 9. You know what I'm saying? But I think I got that like my preteen years, before I was even a teenager. You know, as the story goes, you know, I'm from the block where the L.O.X called their home. So when I got a chance to rap in a cypher with them, and the OGs from the neighborhood would send for me when they were rhyming in the front, you know what I mean? I think that's when I knew, because, like, truth be told, if you quote unquote you a street rapper, or you know you from the other side and you do music and you outside with it, if the OGs in the hood ain't never called for you, then you got a lot more work to do. And I was just a kid. Like I said, I don't want people to get it confused. The L.O.X are the big bros. They were older, you know what I mean? But for my peers and the next generation after them, I was the nicest one. And they used to always pit me with them. They used to put me with them when I was 12 and 13. You know what I'm saying? And I would go in and we would just be, and I had 1,000 rhymes back then. You know what I'm saying? So I think just the fact that they even gave me the opportunity to rap with them in that type of setting let me know I had something special.
So, Snyp Life, take me into it then. Is that how you were originally introduced to the L.O.X, Jadakiss, Styles P, and Sheek? Was it through some of the OGs? Were they all together at that point? Take me into that.
Good question. Originally, I just want to put that out there. Originally, I'm from Mount Vernon. I'm from money earning Mount Vernon. Rest in peace, Hev. That's where I got my start from. I want to say, I was born and raised in Mount Vernon, but I grew up in Yonkers. Everything happened for me in Yonkers. Getting money, getting girls, and rapping. The scrapping, I was already built for that, because that's what I came from. You know what I mean? For a city that was 4 square miles, Mount Vernon is a very tough neighborhood to grow up in. And I think a lot of people from the outside kind of had that misconstrued, thinking like we was just some little small ass town. You know what I mean? I don't know another town. I don't know another city in this state that actually had to patrol state troopers to patrol the city because the local cops couldn't control us. Again, that was the first part of my essence. But now just to bring you into, you know, the music side, the part where I really grew up at, again, it was just coincidental. I moved to this neighborhood. Whitney Young, AKA 354, which is my company that's incorporated that I've had for over 10 years. I was the first one from my neighborhood to incorporate my block. The L.O.X was the first guys to mention our block in a rhyme. So a lot of people was thinking, you know, the L.O.X and 354 was like the same thing. It was just our stomping ground. That's where we chilled at. You know what I mean? That's where shit happened. And I didn't really need to get introduced to them because I lived here. So I step outside, you know, and that's just, you know, relationships start. Relationships build. People see how you move, how you act, how you carry yourself. And yes, the OGs took a liking to me. My mom's was a Harlem girl. You know what I mean? My mom's had me young. I grew up with my moms. My mom's taught me a lot about respect, responsibility, and integrity. And I was an old soul. I was a lot more advanced than a lot of my peers at that particular time. So just the fact that the OGs loved me and I was a kid that could stay outside late and be right in the midst of it, I think that's where they embrace me at, you know. And I say that to say, because a lot of people that and I don't expect the whole world to know who the hell I am all the time. There's a lot of people that kind of just get on to me. They don't know my track record goes back over 10 years. And, you know, the similarities or the comparisons, that's where it started. Like we stood on the same curb. I beat on the mailbox and did the rhymes the same way they did. You know what I mean? So that classic bounce, yeah, that's embedded in me. That bounce where you don't need no music and you rhyme and you do like this, that's that bounce. And that's something that you get only from that type of culture, that type of cloth at that particular time. And I mastered it because I was outside so much and I was right there, even though I was younger. And I never pulled rank on my brothers, but also at the same time, you see, they never pulled rank on me because they know I'm one of the last ones. I'm one of the few that could say I was right there. And the ill shit is that I want to say this though. Rest in peace, my dog, you know, the grand champ X. X touched all of us. You know what I'm saying? And I was blessed to have a relationship with him. You know, a lot of people would say they from my town, or a lot of people would be from somewhere and they know somebody and it's just like, yo, what's up, and passing. Nah, that ain't fucking with nobody. Like, you know of them. When you fuck with somebody, you go on missions with them. You know what I mean? You get busy with them. You know what I'm saying? And they drop jewels on you. And I got that from X. And I got that from the L.O.X as a shorty. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to put that part in there. This is really all part of my essence. You know what I mean? And out of the younger cats, I was the most advanced. I was the most serious. And I ain't play no games with this shit, dog. Like, this was really my life. I put blood, sweat, and tears into it. My knuckles got scraped up, my elbows. Like, I really lived it hard. And they seen that and they recognized that and they embraced me for that because I was so young and I got it's like, you get it. You know what I'm saying?
So, yo, I want to ask you, what did the L.O.X do in the early years to make that impression on New York? I
mean, yo, if you ask anybody from Yonkers, and that's what I was about to say, so I'm glad you just brought that back. Yo, DMX and the L.O.X, let me tell you something. Them niggas was always stars. Understand what I'm saying to you. When you was around these cats in the early 90s and the mid 90s, they just had an aura. They just had this energy about them. Like, you knew like, nigga, these is fucking ghetto superstars. Nobody knew who the hell the L.O.X was. Nobody knew who the hell DMX was. But when you got around them, you knew, like, damn, this nigga's a star. And that's something that you can't buy. You can't fake that shit. And I was just blessed to be around it. Right there, you know what I mean? And I think it just took the time, you know, it just, everything with time happens when it's supposed to. And we already knew the world would already catch on. They would just catch on later. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you a fun fact first. I'm going to give you a fun fact that I don't think you've ever heard before.
All right, talk to me.
Louch and Kiss, they hit the ground running with this rap shit. For as long as anybody could ever remember, those dudes was nice. They always made their pen move. Styles was a late bloomer. A lot of people don't know this, but the original idea was that Louch and Kiss were gonna make Styles their artist. Styles was supposed to be their artist initially. Now let's just entertain that for a second. Think about that. Can you imagine the L.O.X being Kiss and Louch and D-Block being Styles P? You know, as history has it, P developed and advanced so fast. Like, there's no way he could be their artist. Like, he has to be the third key to that triangle. They're all three bosses. But I'm just giving y'all the initial perception was that they were going to make him his artist, their artist. You know what I mean?